fact, you should try to find the first article that published in your thematic area. A lot of people always have been, oh no, I only want to publish in the last 5-6 years. Not correct. State of the art means entirety of your thematic area. Wholesomeness, right? We call milk the wholesome food. Collect everything, put it into different sections. Then what you do, there could be one article that could be in different sections also. Okay, and don't keep on repeating what they've said. And don't write new things. State of the art doesn't need new things from your end, which means not new ideas from you. Because if you're giving new ideas, someone else will steal it.
Okay.
What you should do, you should only summarize what is there. That is the specialty of state of the art.
Okay, so I should summarize all the literature which I have studied from.
Yeah, let's say you collected 100 papers, Mohammed. Okay.
Yes.
Each paper, put it into different page. Summarize in your words.
In my words.
But make sure the ingredients are similar to what the authors have published.
Okay.
Instead of saying 2 times 2 is 4, if you say 2 times 2 is 6, you are not only biasing the author but yourself, right? You're basically saying wrong thing.
Okay.
You should only present the facts and figures.
So by each paper, or I should analyze paper in some tabular form or matrix form or something?
You can do it in both ways. Both ways are fine. Ideally, put it first step, first few days, put all of them into single page.
Okay, one paper in one page.
One paper in one page. Then summarize, tabulate it, and then you will know which sections come where.
Yes, so I should be able to group them into some themes in themes and then present it.
Correct. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Any other question?
Any other question?
Feel free to ask me. If I know, I'll answer. Otherwise, we'll leave it to Prabha Shankar.
Sir, how far it is true that when we are doing the literature review, then some guides suggested that you have to, review the literature only, 5-6, old year papers, not more than that 5-6. Say, for example, I am the scholar in 2018. So they want me to only, review the literature 2017 or 18 like that, not more than that. Like in the machine learning, say, for example, if I have a paper of 2000, 2002 and 98, so they are totally, they say obsolete. So I want literature review only from the latest paper. So how far it is true, sir?
You go back all the way to the beginning. You summarize the entire thing that your advisor has been saying into simple one paragraph saying, this started in this year, but has advanced to this level from 2006. One word will change the entire paper. I'll tell you, my student actually wrote a long paper recently, but 2 years ago. 2 years ago is recent for me, okay? Time scale. Okay, she actually did not. So there's no linkage between one paragraph and the other. I'm still in the introduction. One word I added and the entire paper changed. You know what that word was? Otherwise.
Oh.
That's all. So that's an art, right? So you need to be very careful.
Transition signals. These are transition signals, sir.
Exactly.
They are of very, very important. They are very important actually, of great importance in any type of writing.
You have to. You need to be polite. I always keep saying this. Be polite with your audience.
Yes.
With your advisor, with your peers. When you are a reviewer, be polite with the authors. Don't say, I don't like your paper. No, that's not. You have to tell them, okay, this is the thing that you have to change. Let's be constructive. Why are we destructive?
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Any questions?
Can I get your mail ID, sir?
I'm sorry?
Can I get your mail ID? Can you type in the chat box?
I think they'll supply to you. So, Prabhashankar, you may want to do that.
Yeah, sure.
Email it. Yeah.
It is available. You visit our website, madam. The whole data is available.
Yeah, you can go to IIT Tirupati website.
Yeah.
It's all disseminated for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
I'm sorry. Or you can type in my name in Google, you'll get it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, Google will also tell you.
Yeah, Google can also misguide. Be careful. Yeah. Okay. There was one thing I wanted to mention: authorship, which I was expecting some people will ask me, but anyway, authorship, first, second, third, fourth, whatever number you see. Let's say you are the professor advising your student. Ideal situation for a technical paper, you should be second author. Your student is always the first author. Now, don't ask me, okay, my student hasn't done much work. Should I put that? Regardless, how does it matter? Why are you taking the credit? He is going to the lab. She is working with the equipment, right? He is at least going with a thought process that he wants to get a degree. Give them the credit. If you do this, next paper, they will work better. That's how you encourage. You need to motivate people. You see, a lot of questions come to me. Can you prove that energy exists? Someone asked me recently. Okay, there is no answer to that. How do I disprove that it doesn't exist? You cannot prove that it exists. You cannot disprove that it doesn't exist. It's only experience. The other question that I keep getting is, okay, God created it. Okay, if you say God or energy created everyone. Who created the energy? What do we say? If that energy is getting created by someone else, then that is not energy. Okay, so authorship, you need to encourage others, motivate your students, please. Let them. This country has the largest population, less than 40. We have not harnessed it. It's 3 times the US size. Okay, and let's really encourage ourselves to do this. Otherwise, we'll still be lagging behind. Okay, coming to the other thing, let's say you have your contributors. You have to give due credit to them depending on how much they have contributed. Reports, PI gets the first authorship. Papers, PI need not get it. Student or the mentee or the advisee gets the first authorship. If there is a student or an intern, I always prefer them going first. Reason is, okay, they get motivated and they'll work better. Try this and see. They'll work better. If you start taking first authorship, which some of the regions in the world, they do it, which I'm not very happy about. As I handle many papers, I've seen students are always in the third, fourth, fifth author. Professor, associate, assistant, postdoc, then the PhD student. It's not hierarchical. It's not hierarchical. It's the contribution that makes the paper. Okay? Hierarchy is okay until admin, until salary. I always keep saying, I'll take 1 more minute, Prabhashankar, to finish off, if you don't mind. And I want them to take this. See, equal treatments of equals is indiscrimination. Unequal treatments of unequals is also indiscrimination. Equal treatments of unequals is discrimination. Unequal treatments of equals is also discrimination. Example, you have a 3rd year student from BSc, 4th year student from BSc. Okay? I give them, they are unequals, 3rd year, 4th year. Different intellect, different experience. I give same question to both. Unequal treatments. Unequal people, but equal treatments. That's discrimination, right? I'm testing something else, not their actual prowess. Similarly, in a single class, 4th year, I'm giving 40 people 40 different question papers. They're all equals, but unequal treatments. That's also discrimination. You can test a class as a whole if you give one question paper only. So the philosophy is very simple. You need to be careful selecting the author, selecting the collaborator, search for your student, try that, you will see better results. Anyway, I'll stop it here. Otherwise, I'll keep talking. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Once again.
Sure. Okay, so I leave now, Prabha Shankar.
Please, sir. Sure, sir. Thank you.